Today, I will share with you a small but extremely useful tip: how to fix a stuck zipper on a leather bag and a fabric bag. But first, we will fix the leather bag first. Over time, leather bags often have a problem with the zipper being stiff, squeaky, or not being able to be pulled all the way, especially when it is dusty or dry. Many people often rush to throw away the bag, but in fact, with just a few simple steps, we can restore the zipper to work smoothly like new. The leather bag I am holding today also has a stuck zipper in the middle, pulling it forever and not working properly. And now I will start fixing it right at home, with just a few very familiar items that anyone can do. I start by lightly heating both sides of the zipper with a lighter, because after a period of use, the threads on the edges of the fabric or the zipper side fabric often fray. Those threads will rub against the zipper body when pulled, causing jams and quickly damaging the zipper. Light heating helps the threads shrink or melt with synthetic fabrics, making the edges of the fabric around the zipper teeth neater. Important note: do not heat too close to the leather surface to avoid burning or discoloring. Keep the flame 2 to 3 centimeters away, move quickly, and stop immediately when you feel heat or a slight burning smell. Check carefully to avoid damaging the leather. Next, I use pliers with small heads, pointed nose pliers, to gently squeeze both sides of the slider. Sometimes the slider is stretched or the gap is a bit wide, causing the zipper teeth to not be tightly clamped. Using pliers to gently squeeze both sides of the slider head will compress the force holding the teeth, making the slider hug the teeth better. Squeeze slowly, a little on each side, checking after each squeeze to avoid over-squeezing and deforming the slider. After adjusting, I held the end of the puller a few times to check. The result was surprising. The lock was pulled, meaning the teeth were engaged, but it still didn't feel smooth. This is a very common situation. The two operations above fix the underlying cause: loose thread and slider. To help the bag's lock work more smoothly, I'll use a very simple but extremely effective trick, using Vaseline. First, I take a small amount of Vaseline with my fingertips, then apply it evenly on both sides of the bag's lock. Vaseline has the ability to lightly lubricate, soften the metal surface, help the lock teeth fit more easily, and reduce friction when pulling. After applying, I pull the lock back and forth a few times to let the Vaseline soak into each lock tooth. At this point, you will see a clear difference. The lock moves smoother, no longer squeaking or jamming like before. Next, I apply another thin layer of Vaseline on the 2 remaining lock teeth, then continue to pull back and forth gently. Repeating this helps ensure that all the lock teeth are lubricated while increasing the durability of the metal part. Finally, to keep the surface of the bag clean and shiny, I use a tissue or a soft cloth to gently wipe the outer leather part. This step helps remove any excess Vaseline that may have come off during the application process, while also making the leather surface shinier and smoother. And with just a few simple steps, the leather bag zipper works smoothly like new, pulling up and down gently without fear of getting stuck or broken anymore. Next, I will move on to fixing the zipper of a canvas bag. In this second bag, the problem is a little different. One side of the zipper has slipped out of the teeth. When this happens, the slider cannot engage with the 2 teeth as usual, causing the zipper to not pull up and down, or to pull one side and the other side to stay still. This is a fairly common error with canvas bags that have been used for a long time, especially when the zipper is pulled too hard, or the bag is filled with too many items. At that time, the teeth of the zipper near the edge can easily come off the stopper, causing the slider to lose connection with one side of the teeth. It looks like a serious problem, but in fact, it can be completely fixed at home with just a few simple steps. Therefore, in this section, I will guide you on how to reattach the slip zipper to restore smooth operation to the canvas bag, helping the zipper fit like new again and last longer. Now, we will start to fix the part of the lock that has slipped out of the teeth. First, I prepare a stainless steel spoon of moderate size, not too big to easily operate the mouth of the lock. Then, I use the edge of the spoon to slightly loosen one side of the lock. This action helps to create a small gap, enough for me to put the side of the lock that has slipped out without deforming or scratching the metal part. Once the gap is loosened, I place the lock head close to the remaining teeth, then gently reinstall the part that has slipped into the slider. You just need to do it slowly, pressing gently so that the two sides of the lock teeth fit in the correct position. After installing, I try to gently pull the slider up and down to check if the lock is working again. If I see that the lock is still not evenly engaged or is still a bit loose, I will use small pliers to gently squeeze both sides of the lock head. This helps to secure the slider, making the two edges of the buckle fit closer to the teeth, ensuring that the buckle does not slip off again. Finally, I zip the buckle again, and this time, the buckle ran smoothly, fitting perfectly like before. With just a spoon and a small pair of pliers, the part of the buckle that seemed completely broken was quickly restored, allowing the canvas bag to be used normally again. So with just a few familiar household items such as a lighter, small pliers, a stainless steel spoon, or a little Vaseline, we can fix seemingly broken bag locks ourselves. For leather bags, just gently heat both sides of the lock, adjust the lock head, and apply a thin layer of Vaseline. The lock will become smooth and pull smoothly like new. For cloth bags, by gently loosening it with a spoon and reattaching the loose lock, then fixing it with pliers, after just a few minutes, the lock will work stably and fit perfectly. These two little tips not only help you save money, but also give you the feeling of fixing your favorite item yourself, something that anyone who loves DIY will find very interesting. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so that I have more motivation to share more good and practical tips. Thank you for following. Wish you always have durable and beautiful appliances, smooth operation, and lots of joy in life every day.